What's good, my lovely peoples? It's your main man Solace here, the humble wise one. Now, today I want to do this video called Black Economic Growth. I want to basically teach y'all how to grow economically. Simple thing. Blacks are reaching, climbing and scratching and struggling. You got a whole bunch of brothers putting black economic growth videos up, but y'all are still not growing. And it's a deep thing. See, black economic growth is not that hard. And you don't have to take classes or any of that. See, I got you. It's going to take me about 10 minutes. And then you'll have all the knowledge you'll ever need on black economic growth. Now let's begin. The first thing you have to do to have growth in the economy is buy land. Land ownership. This is the first step. Now, I know a lot of y'all are lost and y'all like, no, that's not the way. But I want you to grasp. See, a lot of y'all think white people are privileged. And the reason they're privileged is because their ancestors came here and took over the land. So everybody grasp, except for black people for some reason, that controlling the economy or controlling your reality and your economy and not having to be a part of somebody else's starts with land ownership. So you want to buy you some land, maybe 5 or 10 acres. Now, 10 acres will cost you probably 10% the price of your house. So it's a deep thing you have to grasp. Your house may cost you $250,000. 10 acres will cost you somewhere between $12,000 and $25,000. And you can pay on it monthly the same way you do your house. So you got to grasp. The mortgage on the land may be $250 a month because it's cheaper. It's a deep thing you have to grasp. Now you own your land. Now you have to make yourself some money and a living. You can't just be on your land looking stupid. So it's a simple thing. You got all that land. Now you take half of it and you turn it into a farm. Because you can never lose farming. Because people have to eat. And the way times are now, people will go out of their way to get real food. So you begin to start a farm. And this is what you call the family business. Now this doesn't seclude you to just that reality. Grasp that. You can still do other things, and I'm going to go into that. But first you get your farm started up and you begin to learn how to grow, and you grow an abundance of food, grow you some tomatoes, things like this, make your own ketchup, put your own label on it, sell it, and begin to sell food, and now you have a farm. Then maybe you can go somewhere in the city and buy a parking lot. Right in the city. Big parking lot. Buy it. It'll be cheap. And turn that into a farm, and now you can have like a supermarket that's a real farm right in the city where people could come and pick their own food and pay. Pick and weigh and pay. And you be the first person with a real farm in the city. That's a supermarket. Getting money. And then you do your thing. But you like, I don't want to be a farmer. But that's okay. Because the same way you don't want to work the job you work now, but you still work there just until you can make your dreams come true, it's the same way you work your farm, but it's yours. So you ain't got to be like a slave and things of this nature. So it's no different. But you're raising through the economy because your farm is going to be blooming. And you open up a whole bunch of parking lots. You turn those into farms. You begin to learn how to grow with the controlled environments. I forgot the literal term, but y'all know what I mean. Controlled temperatured environments. And you control the parking lots like that in the wintertime, and you grow the food, and people will love to just come and buy their apples straight off the tree and weigh and pay, and you'll be the new hot thing. Now, let's say you're a musician, and this is your desires. So now, you got enough money to build yourself a nice little studio on your land. Because most of y'all have the equipment already in your room or some weird shit. So now you got the land. You can build a studio on your land because you got a whole bunch of free time and free money. So you not losing nothing. It's a deep thing. You build your studio. You can have people come record, and they can record, come pay you to record and buy groceries while they there. So it's a deep thing you gotta grasp, because ain't nobody gonna come to a land that's full of food and not leave with no groceries. Who would do that? Now you have to grasp how deep it is. People love recording studios. You can have a recording studio on your land. If your land is beautiful, you can shoot music videos and all types of things. You may not want to be a rapper. You may want to be a movie or video director. You can use your land like Hollywood use their studios, because they got the same thing. 5 or 10 acres of land, and they just finagle it however they need to get their shots. So you could start to begin to rent out parts of your land as a studio. So you got to be creative with your brain, but it starts with ownership of the land. So you just got to grasp. It's a simple thing. You may want to be a clothing designer. Well, now you have all the time. You can buy yourself sewing kit and everything you need. Buy yourself some animals and start to really get into the deep knowledge of it, because you have a whole bunch of time. You're getting farm money. That's the family business. That, and you're eating off that, so you don't pay for food or nothing. You just winning. So now you got all the time to work on your craft, and you get good at sewing and stitching and making beautiful things. And you have to understand, buying land doesn't mean that you're cut off from the life and you can't. It just means you're in control of your own economy and you do your own thing. It's a simple thing you have to grasp. It's truly not that hard. Economic growth starts with land ownership. Simple. You may have to pay taxes, but it's cheaper than the rent you're going to be paying. Gotta grasp. It's a simple thing. Buying a house does nothing for you. You don't own the land on the house. The house usually takes up all the land. You can't really do what you want. Buying an apartment doesn't do anything for you. So we have to start to grasp ownership of things that matter. See, if you own land and you own a couple of sheep and you own some chickens and you own a horse here or there and you own things of this nature. You own an apple tree, and so you have to grasp. If this is your reality, you have true wealth right on the land. Chickens is money. That's called eggs. So people going to always buy eggs and things of this nature. And people going to always buy chickens. And it's a simple, deep thing you have to grasp. However you want to look at things and finagle it is on you. It's all on how your intellect and imagination goes. But you have to have land ownership. And we get lost and think, oh, I don't want to be far away. You can always buy a parking lot right in your city somewhere. Tear the concrete up, lay beautiful soil down, grow some grass, build yourself a nice small house, because most of y'all just want to live in an apartment anyway. Build yourself a nice 2-bedroom apartment on your land for yourself. It'll be cheap. $10,000 at most. Cheaper than that. And now you good. You don't have to worry about renting nothing. You be right in your neighborhood. It's a simple thing. In the extra space, you could just grow food. And people are coming to your land and buy food. I don't care what you think. People are going to buy real fresh grown food. Y'all got to grasp. When I was young, and all the people my age and older know I'm not lying. When we was growing up in the projects, there was an apple tree, there was a pear tree. We used to pick these apples and throw them at the crackheads. But that part is not important. What's important is there was apple trees everywhere when I was growing up, and all kind of trees. What happened? I want y'all to truly think and grasp. People 35 and up, when they was growing up in their projects. So this wasn't just a nice neighborhood thing. This was everywhere. Apples grew on trees. Now, when I walk through the projects that I grew up in, The trees is still there, but they don't grow apples anymore. And it's a deep thing because they swapped those out because you can't get nothing free no more. That don't work like that. But it's a deep thing y'all have to grasp. When I was living in Brooklyn, on Church Ave, we used to walk down towards Linden, I think. I lived on Linden, between Nostrand and Church. But we used to walk one of those ways, and somebody y'all used to always have apples. And we used to snatch the apples and get right. This was free lunch, free summer lunchtime and all that. We used to go to free lunch, eat, then go to the tree and pluck mad apples, green apples. So apples was growing from almost every tree in New York. And I believe that's why they call it that's a deep thing. I never realized that. And I know why young people don't know why either now, because I ain't seen no trees with apples on. So it's a deep thing y'all gotta grasp. Economic growth starts with the land. And those who own this place, they know that. And this is why you can't just go pluck apples off trees anymore, because they own the land and you gotta pay for that. It's a deep thing. Y'all gotta grasp. Now, if you a Mexican, I want you to understand, because y'all are killing y'allself for nothing. Mexicans do landscape and they build homes. Now, the government will buy land, or however you want to view it. Mexicans will be hired. And Mexicans will build up the house. And then they'll get paid hourly wage for building that house. And then they'll build another house and get paid hourly wage. And it's a deep thing, because the Mexicans can go out there themselves and buy 3 acres of land for about $5,000. And then they could buy the materials and build a house, do the landscape, make it look beautiful, because y'all know Mexicans is nice with landscape work and building homes. They can do that themselves and then sell the whole land and the house and have all the money themselves instead of working for somebody for hourly wage to do that. So if you're Mexican, I want you to grasp. Hook up with a couple of your mijos, 5 or 10 of y'all, because Mexicans all got $1,500 in their pocket. Grasp. Say it again. Mexicans all got $1,500 in their pocket. We know this. They all got money in their pocket. They always got money in their pocket. Not in the bank, but they always got some in their pocket. 10 Mexicans hook up right now, you're looking at least 10, 15,000. So it's a simple, deep thing y'all gotta grasp. Mexicans buy them an acre of land for about $1,500 and get to building a nice little home there. Small home. Build that up, sell that acre in that nice little pretty home with the nice landscape land. Sell that for about $100,000. And then you do that again, and you get the work serious now, and you buy the nice little 5 acres of land, and you build that nice beautiful mansion, and turn that $100,000 into about $4-5 million. So everybody's just working backwards. That's all. Mexicans is getting paid hourly wage for nothing when they could do what they working for hourly wage for theyself. Simply. And the same with us. We renting homes and buying houses when we could just buy the land, build our own house on it, and start from there. Getting a farming so you can have you some definite family income just coming in always. Besides, you gotta eat. So you don't even have to look at it as anything weird. You just have to eat, and while you're growing food for yourself, you might as well grow a whole bunch since you got a lot of land and get money. It's a deep thing you have to grasp. Now, there's other things to get money on, and I got other videos as far as land goes with the trees and the natural resources and things that you need to know, like road access when you're buying land and mineral rights and things of this nature. Because you can rent your land out for a period of time and let people mine and dig on your land. So it's a lot of ways to get money off the land. It's a deep thing you have to grasp. A person may feel like, oh, I think it's some precious things on that land. So then a company may pay you for a period of time to dig around in your land, like dig it up and see what's there in certain areas. And this is where your mineral rights kick in, because people will buy land but they won't have the mineral rights. Deep thing. People will buy land, they won't have road access. Now they stuck on their land, or they gotta pay whoever land they gotta cross to get out. So it's little simple things like that. But economic growth starts with the land, and we need to understand that. So if you feel like white people are privileged or whatever the case may be, it started with the land. You have to grasp. White people came here, they took over the land because they understand this is how you take over the economy. This is how you make one. So it's a simple thing you have to grasp. And I guess if you're white, then you're going to get a little bit of privilege being as though you're white. I mean, that's just common sense. So you got to learn how to play ball instead of chasing the ball, because we chasing the ball. People want to be rappers and this and that. Rappers are looking for deals when they could just rap themselves, and it's this crazy deep thing you have to grasp. They like, nah, you can't go up against the machine, the big record labels, but they only big record labels because of y'all. If y'all stop rapping for them, there won't be no record label. So it's a deep thing. We just slaved out. But economic growth starts with the land, and that was your lesson in about 17 minutes. See, that all it took. And you take what you got right there and you build on it. And you get creative and you maneuver it how your life is, but on your land. And you pass that on to your little ones, and you make sure they learn from young how to grow and sow and reap, because that's their bread and butter. And from there, build on their dreams and other things. It's your main man, Solace, man. Y'all be groovy.